So it's all to play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Morning, everyone. Fresh one, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. It's overcast. It should be called For the Love of Over. No, I won't even go there. That was Jesus.
That was lame. No,
It sounded brilliant in my brain.
This hour of the morning,
my brain.
It's kind of acceptable.
Yeah, kind of acceptable. Anyway, on to matters less overcast. Obviously, we're here for the United and Villa Teamsheet Tantrum. We alluded to it last night. I suppose realistically, we may have a very, very easygoing tantrum in this one, or we may have an absolutely apoplectic one, depending on what strategy and tactic is thrown out there. Because I think that a lot of the fan base, us included, really have taken to this 3-5-2 formation. But if, just like we did in midweek, if we see fit to go back to the 4-2-3-1, I'm sure that some people will not be happy with it, because it will mean that potentially we'll have maybe only one of the two strikers up top, maybe El Ghazi on the left, maybe Bertrand Traore on the right. And, we know both of those are Marmite at the best of times, but we're about 7 minutes away from about 7 minutes away from the naming of the teams at the moment. It's interesting. Lamar Bogard, Cameron Archer, and Philogene Bides have travelled with the first team squad, even considering how strong the squad is. Basically, only just Leon Bailey and Axon Tuanzebe are going to be missing from the squad today due to injury. Yeah. But
I think we'll see Lamar Bogard on the bench, because he's probably our only viable backup at this stage if we're going with a 3. So he's definitely going to be a valuable part of the setup. Now, I know we can switch to a 4 should any of them get injured during the course of the game, but if it's working well and it's tight, I wouldn't see any changes. I'd say he would take the risk on him.
Or he'll change it to the 4-2-3-1. But so, and maybe withdraw Watkins into wide left role. Maybe something like that. But look, I'm big on this guy. Lamar Bogard, when we played Liverpool, and he was actually played, if I'm not mistaken, he played in a defensive midfielder position that night. But even watching him for the under-18s last year, he's really good. He's really good. He just needs to fill out. I think, to be honest with you, his technical ability on the ball and stuff like that is excellent, even for his age. I suppose maybe he's a small bit small and he needs to fill out a small bit, whereas somebody like Svinkels, his partner in crime there as well, wouldn't be anywhere near as technically good as him, but he's a big giant and a big hulk of a man. Yeah. So I suppose if you could morph the two of them in together, there would be a ready-made Premier League player at the age of 17. But look, 17 is unbelievably young. There's very few, specifically centre halves. There's very few centre halves that would get a game at 17. I know Gareth Barry did for Aston Villa, but once again, completely different body type. Completely different body type as well. Yeah. That he had when he was even when he was that age at 17. But it would be interesting to see if he is on the bench. But as I say, it's probably one of those offshoot conversations that we'll have based on when we find out what the team is. I had an epiphany this morning, Paddy, on my lovely walk. I took a walk. I usually walk the prom here in Saltine and Galway on a Saturday and Sunday morning. But what I did was this time there's a little causeway that goes out over the sea. It's essentially what it is a wastewater treatment plant in Mutton Island, and it's a lovely walk. And I was walking out there today, and a seagull defecated upon me, Paddy. And you know what that means? That's supposed to be a sign of good luck.
That means we're going to win. It means we're going to win.
Means we're going to win. Exactly. So, what the walk was grand. I could have done without a seagull, catching me in the back as he flew over me, should I say, with a bit of a dive bomber tactic. But apart from that, it's been a great morning. I got duck eggs, something that I hadn't gotten in a long time, and I hope that we'll be able to administer a duck egg to Man United today, which is puns are getting better. The first one was awful. This one is getting better, but it's Yeah, look, as I say, it's going to be an interesting game today, and it's definitely one that. Do you know what I'm kind of torn as well, Paddy. The fact it's not on TV, if we go away and beat Man United today, meaning that loads of people won't be able to see it. But then again, can you imagine how excited people would be? Match of the day would have record viewers tonight if Aston Villa beat Man United, and it's not on TV.
Yeah, but it's not on TV, so Mike Dean can hide all the discrepancies that he's going to dish out today.
Potentially.
That's my conspiracy theory. But look, I don't care who fucking watches it as long as we beat Man United.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care who we beat as well, as long as it is Man United too. Let's have a look at some of the comments there as we're waiting for the team news to come true. Where are my comments gone to? Villa to win 2-1, says Tristram. Am I reading that correctly? Tristram. Villa to win 2-1. I'd absolutely bite your hand off it for a moment. Fred Red 50 has said Villa to concede a penalty and own goal in the same half. I'm not going to count it out. Not going to count it out. It's just one of those things that seems to happen.
I'm not sure about that username now.
Well, in fairness, it's not the first time. He's here quite a while, you know, and he has been very pro Villa. So either this is an absolutely unbelievable ruse, or he's put the hard yards in for a couple of weeks putting up to this. But we're only joking, Fred. We're only joking. Brian Hennessy says 2-2 draw. That's actually what I called in the preview last night. I called it 2-2 draw. I think we'll get goals against Man United. There was a statistic. Man United have conceded in what is it? There's only one game in their last 15 have they not conceded. So they leak goals. You know, but then again, it's an attacking league. We've been through. I think we've gone through this, and I don't know whether I did it on the Villa View or whether I was talking to you about it, Paddy. But we've conceded. Or sorry, it's turning into an attacking league where people are just literally like just piling on all the strikers and forwards and wingers. We've done it during the summer. City have done it. Man United have done it. Chelsea have done it. Liverpool were probably the first team to do it, just really investing there. But then again, they had now they've started to go back the rest of the formation to get stout there as well. But it's a scoring league, you know. Draws won't win.
The days of loads of clean sheets are nearly gone. So I think that puts in perspective what Emi Martinez did last season was particularly good. So it'll be interesting to see what happens today. I'm not expecting much, but that's just the way I feel about Man United games, and throwing Mike Dean into the mix doesn't help. But just all those years of hurt. But you know, fingers crossed we can pull something out of the bag today.
Absolutely. Sam, thanks very much, Sam. Sam says, finally a decent hour to watch the mighty Villa in Australia. 3-0 again for the boys. Love watching you guys. A decent, so I will admit I was sitting down and I was eating breakfast and I went, great, no matches on at 12:30, and then I looked at my phone and I went, oh, balls, I'm supposed to be doing a podcast in 17 minutes. I completely forgot to throw anything up about it, but yeah, it was hard to remember actually about the game being on so early today because you know, when the fixture list came out, it was originally a 3:00 game, I think, and it was put back then to this because of the Courtneyers are playing in Old Trafford.
And it's a pity because it's depriving us of watching the under-18s as well.
Yeah, because you can't have the games on it. You can't show an under-18 game on Villa TV if it clashes with a Premier League game. Not only just the Villa game, if it clashes with any Premier League game, apparently. Them's the rules.
Teams are in, Neil.
Teams are in. Let's see. Lads, I'm you don't know how happy I am. In 5 days' time, I will have delivery of a new computer that is about 19 million times faster than this yoke I'm using at the moment. So gone will be the days of me having to wait for Twitter to load. But we do have the team. There he is, the man himself, the brick shithouse himself. Being used in the lineup promo. We have Martinez in goals, Konsa, Mings in house, Cash, McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Jacob Ramsey, Target, Ings and Watkins. Absolutely no surprises there, whatever. As we were saying previously, Lamar Bogart does make the bench along with Jed Steer, Ashley Young, Marvelous Nakamba, Carney Chukwuemeka, Buendia, Traore, El Ghazi and Archer. And I must say, that bench is strong enough. like it's as strong as we can have it, but it's still like there's options to come off that bench. Buendia, Traore, El Ghazi, even Buendia, Traore, Chukwuemeka, Nakamba. There's real options, I think, on that bench that can come in and maybe shore something up. They can come in if somebody's injured, and they can come in and they can, like, every one of those players in that bench can give 20 minutes in this Premier League. Maybe bar Lamar Bogart, because we just don't know yet. We haven't seen him do it yet.
Yeah. Well, like, that's exactly as I called the team last night. I believe that the only change was going to be Courtney House in for Axel Tuanzebe. So happy with that. I think it's enough to go and give them a rattle, and fingers crossed we can pull something out of it, because I think at this stage I'd snap your hands off for a point. But we're long overdue this victory, so I just hope they're up for it today and go for it bald-headed, because our fans deserve it. We've had a stop-start season, a lot of shit going down with COVID and injuries, and pre-season was disrupted. So, season starts today. If we can go and get a win today, I think we could push on, and we've got a couple of tough games ahead, and we go and enjoy them if we get the 3 points today.
Let's have a look and see what the enemy are throwing out. Here we go. Get straight from the horse's mouth. So my United team is De Gea in goals, Maguire, Pogba, some guy called Ronaldo, Greenwood, Fred, Fernandes, Varane, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, and McTominay. No surprises there as well. You're going to have Pogba, Fernandes, and Greenwood behind Ronaldo. You're going to have Fred and McTominay holding. You're going to have the back four there. So no real surprises. I suppose the biggest surprise is, and is he injured actually, Dean Henderson? Not on the bench. Heaton is beating him out into the bench. So for somebody who they were talking about wanting 40 million for.
No idea. I couldn't give a shiny shite either. What's wrong with him? But it's that's a strong team, and we mentioned Villa had a lot to come off the bench. They do too.
Look at that.
It's just unbelievable. How much do they pay for Jadon Sancho? 80 million.
More, yeah.
Can't get into the team. Edson Cavani get into most teams.
50 million for Martial, 50 million by Van der Beek.
A lot of money. Yeah. Lingard, hot property at the moment. Capable of coming on and changing the game.
And Lingard, while he was, at fault for their last young boys of Byrne, he also just dragged them out of the mire against West Ham last weekend as well. Yeah, exactly. So there is change of pace players.
Yeah, they're not without their soft spots either.
No.
Don't fancy Fred. Don't fancy Harry Maguire. I think we can get at him with our pace up front. I
don't fancy Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka, he's solid enough, but he's not a Man United fullback in my opinion. So, I would consider him a weak link. Luke Shaw is a smashing player. I really like Luke Shaw for someone who came back from being bombed out under the.
Well, came back from a horror of a leg breaking, and then more or less bullied by his manager then afterwards.
Yeah. So look, Varane has steadied the ship in there as well. So it's about targeting. If we're going through the middle, it's about targeting Maguire for me, because I don't rate him in the slightest.
And as we were saying last night, I think that today it's going to be really pivotal today that we absolutely really bombard them from set pieces. We can't afford to waste the set piece today. And I would have absolutely no problem with us digging in for the first 20 minutes and going long ball tactic against this team. I think you need to get their specifically Maguire. Look, and we know Maguire's a good player. We just think of the two centre halves. He's the worst of the two centre halves.
So that's all it is. Yeah.
But what I think with Maguire, as I was saying last night, that if you like with long throws specifically, you've seen it there. It's everybody talks about the trajectory of them, the pace of them, the flatness of them, as opposed to a cross or a corner that comes in. They're difficult because you have to stretch to get to some of them, because they might be coming at a flat arc, and next thing it doesn't drop as much as you thought, and next thing you have to scramble, or it's going to go over your head because just the power that's put into them and the different trajectory of them. So I'm all for like just bombarding them with stuff like that at times today. And I think whoever wins, well, no, that's a silly statement. I was going to say whoever wins the set piece battle wins the game. But I think if we win the set piece battle, we're in with a very, very good chance to win this game. And I'm not just jumping on the McPhee bandwagon. I think there's a reason why we've brought him in. I think there's a reason why we've seen lots of people harp on about the fact that our set pieces have gotten much, much better. And it's because we need an extra string to our bow when we play against big teams. And as we've seen when we've played against played against teams so far in the league, a good set piece or a well thought out set piece like the one we had against Everton with Konza at the back post. So when we just played it square, shifted the point of attack, made everybody run out. Target played a ball into the back post to Konza, who was actually standing by the ball when the ball was initially played out to Target. He made a beeline for the back post. Ball was played into him, beat the offside trap, headed across to Tyrone Mings, and we were unlucky then with a banana shot from Danny Ings. But little things like that get defenders thinking and out of their comfort zone. So I'm really looking forward to see what we throw up there. And look, I'll take, as we always say, any game we'll take a 1-0 win. If it goes in off John McGinn's arse, we'll take it. It doesn't really matter to us. But
I think that'd even be more the sweeter if it
did. Maybe so. But it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be a nervous game. It's going to be a really nervous game.
Yeah. Well, look, the pressure's all on them. We're just there to
a degree. Yes, yeah.
So they're going to be under pressure. So. Look, all I want is a fair contest. Just two teams going at it, hammer and tongs, referee being anonymous. That would be nice, just for once, against Man United.
Just on that, I'm going to take down the team there. We'll go back to a couple of comments. Thomas just said that he's just seen Mike Dean practicing pointing to the spot, doing his pre-match warm-ups. Jonathan Tinsley says Varane to score. He's bound to. I hope not, because that would probably mean it's from a set piece. And I've just gone on for the last 10 minutes talking about we need to win the set piece battle to have any chance. Sonny Abs says, I have us winning this 3-0 or 3-1, which would be great. Brendan Townsend says, in the words of Kevin Keegan, I would love it if we beat them. I would absolutely love it.
Yes, we would.
It's a mad day of sport. I mightn't leave my couch when I sit down and to watch this, because you've got Formula 1, you've got Ryder Cup, you've got rugby, you've got Anthony Joshua later on, you've got Villarreal and Real Madrid. It's a bumper day of sport, and I won't have many more days where I could just sit down on the couch and not do anything coming up soon. So today might be one of those days. Shane, the duck eggs were fine. Well, the 1.5 I had, there's another one still sitting on the kitchen table. When I realized the time, I went, oh crap, I have to get everything set up for the podcast. So I literally, as I posted the tweet up on Twitter, I went, no, I have to leave it now to run. But it must be about 10 years since I had duck eggs, so it was a nice find from me today. Sean says, our house in the middle of our street. I just really hope he has a fantastic game today. Brian Madden's in Melbourne, up the Villa, originally from Galway. That's where I'm based. I'm in exile in Galway from the beautiful Limerick at the moment. I was out in Mutton Island today, if you were watching, if you were looking on Twitter. So stay safe out in Melbourne, and I'm sure there'll be a pint down the West End for you at some stage whenever you come back. Spencer says definitely a 3-5-2. Yeah, I think that is the case. A couple of these were prior to us announcing the team.
Yeah.
Seb says this is actually a really good point. I like to see us control possession a little more and play out from the back better. Get the young lads some minutes at Old Trafford at the same time if possible. It would be interesting, and we have gotten an awful lot more possession this year than we even did last year. Even against Chelsea, with a bit more possession, and maybe that's something that's probably what the 3-5-2 is to try and help us with. Even playing the ball around the back, it gives us more. It gives us more options to do that. Where else are we there? Sorry, we've got Nick Shearing in Sydney. Connor, our Brazilian correspondent, is he's doing some scouting out there in the Brazilian leagues for any of the next starlets. Good to see you, Pat. Good to see you out there. On my wedding day, a bird pooped on my shoulder. She's still married to me. It's 6:30 a.m. in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Christopher, good to see you on board.
With dedication.
Here. That's good dedication. Yeah,
I think my alarm would have been set for 7:25 if I was in North Carolina. So thank you very much, Christopher.
Stuart Cowley, thanks very much, Stuart. Evening from New Zealand, chaps. The match actually kicks off on the same day. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Cheers, lads. Love your work. Yeah, you'd forget about that. The Southern Hemisphere guys, their game's actually like we say Saturday 3:00 kickoff, but it's like Sunday for those. So it must be really, it must be really discombobulating for those guys. Where am I gone to here now? This is an interesting one from Nick Shearing. A huge game for Dougie today. I think he will have a huge game, and I think it is a huge game for him because he's going to have to get through a mountain of work because they're going to move Fernandez out to the left. They're going to move Pogba in. There's going to be a fluidity between that back line. Ronaldo is like, I know Ronaldo pops up in the box an awful lot, but Ronaldo roams from that striker position out left. He comes back deeper a small bit. I can see people bombing on past him as well. Fernandez has gotten a few goals this year as well. So yeah, Douglas Luiz is going to have a lot of work on his hands today. Any charity bets going this season, Neil? I actually haven't done one yet. Going for 1-0 win for Villa with Konza to score.
That'd be high odds.
That'd be high odds. Yeah, that'd be high odds. Do you know what? We put. I don't know what charity. For the Aston Villa Foundation, we put a $5 on that, Brendan. And if it comes in all money, we'll go to the Aston Villa Foundation. How's about that? We might pick a charity this year and do that again because that was interesting last year. Morning, lads, from the sunny Greenway in Rathkeil. Feeling optimistic for some reason. Might be the weather. Would love a result today. Archer to come on and nick the winner. Chris, I'm originally grew up not too far away from Rathkeil, so you're right back on my old stamping ground there.
Chris is a member of the Limerick Lions as well. Comes into the Gettigans to watch us. Originally a Brummie, but his better half is a Limerick lady, so that's what has him in Limerick.
Excellent. Yeah, Dean, this is, and look, once again, bring us right back to reality is what will probably happen. Martial comes on and scores his only goal of the season. Yeah, it's stuff like that just tends to happen to us, shall I say. Where are we?
Just regard your charity bet there. Ezri Konza to score and Aston Villa to win is 170 to 1.
Jesus, that'd be a nice payday for Aston Villa Foundation. What's that? 170 to 1. I'd say 150 euros.
That's only a first goal scorer, Wincast. Let's see what he is on the only
anytime
goal
scorer.
He said 1-0, didn't he?
Yeah, 1-0.
So what have we got? Ezri Konza.
Hey, Kieran, good to see you. Ben is there without you today. Let's see if it's a lucky omen. I know. You're as lucky as you're like a rabbit's foot when you go to Villa Park, Kieran. That's what you're like. But good to see Ben is gone and he's off there and he's gone and he got a ticket today. And I'm looking forward to seeing his stuff on his channel later on. If anybody is wondering who Ben is, it's OC Ben. You'll find him on YouTube as well. Really, really good stuff there, and he'll have game day footage as well, which would be really interesting as well. This is a good one here from that says, "Let's make history, Aston Villa, by winning and making a statement of our true intentions in this league." Do you know what? Why not? It has to happen at some stage. Like, it literally has to happen at some stage that we have to win. So why can't it be today? And do you know what? That's actually, like, last in all, and I'm not saying this is irrational, but I suppose sometimes when myself and Paddy are talking, we're trying to be maybe too rational and kind of keep the fandom out of it at times. But yeah, look, we have to win at some stage. So why not let it be today? Go make our statement of history and let this be our platform to springboard off. We beat all the rest of the teams last year, bar the teams from Manchester. So why not go and beat the teams from Manchester this year? Be interesting.
305 to 1, Neil.
305 to 1. What does that make it? Wait a minute. Whoa, to score any time? No,
for a 1-0 win and Ezri Konza to score.
But I thought it was 170 to 1 a moment ago.
That was just for Aston Villa to win. Any score and Ezri Konza to score first.
305 to 1. Yeah.
The bookies aren't exactly giving us any hope here, are they?
They do say the bookies are never wrong, but let's just see. Let's see. This is an interesting one as well from Spencer. If we need to check the game up, I fancy Troy coming on and causing havoc and confusion in the Man United ranks. He had a good game in the week I think he did. And like what you
yes.
He's how am I going to put this? You're not going to get James Milner's work rate piling back in defence from Traore. So, and I think sometimes players are the victim of expectation based on maybe what people perceive their role should be in the team as opposed to what their role actually is in the team. And I for one don't think that Traore is actually told to do a hell of a lot of defending, but he does a hell of a lot of attacking, and I think he did play well. He's a great ball carrier, great carrier of the ball out of defense. Like he has this brilliant kind of hop over back heel flicky thing that he does to get out of trouble. I've seen it a couple of times. I think he did it twice last year, and he did it during the week as well. He's just an unpredictable guy. He's a bit of flair, and yeah, as you say, shake it up, cause a small bit of havoc, get another goal, get back on the goal trend again. And he's very much a confidence player. You can tell by him. So, you know, he bangs in a couple of goals. The floodgates might open for him for the season. So, yeah, looking forward to him. I'm glad that we have that option on the bench at least anyway to shake things up, along with Buendia, along with Ashley Young if we need to bring someone on like that. El Ghazi. Then, as I say, we've got Carney and Nakamba and Archer then as well. So we've got various options. We've got horses for different courses here. If we want to play it in different ways. So.
And that's the most important thing. The ability we have now to go and shake things up is fantastic. So, whether we can do it today or not, I don't know. But we'll have a bloody good rattle off them. That's all I want to do is just have a rattle off them today. Go and score a goal or two and see what happens in return.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to leave it at this one, guys, because we're trundling on to 12 o'clock. And by the time I go down to finish off my duck egg, it'll probably be hatched at this stage. Where is it there? Let's put this one up. 2-1 Villa win and Ramsey to score. I would absolutely be delighted if we saw one of our own, an academy graduate, bang one in, the winning goal in Old Trafford, just like Gabby did in 2009. And it would make me so happy, because there is something, no matter who they are, there is always something about an academy graduate. Maybe bar guys with the second name Gardner. But if you are an academy graduate, you know, and you come through, Villa fans will take you to their heart, and they'll probably keep you to their heart forever. So it'd be nice for Jacob Ramsey. He's been by far and away the breakout player for Aston Villa this season. He's cemented his place in the team. He's keeping a £38 million man on the bench, you know, so why not let him go away and have that Roy the Rovers moment and bang one in the back of the net in front of the Stretford end? And without saying anything bad against United, but do you know when you talk about things like the old clock end in Arsenal, that was kind of a formidable end, and it had a bit of razzmatazz about it. The whole end, obviously, the cop, all these kind of things. The Stretford end never really fills me with any kind of I don't know. Sure, it's just it just sounds like another stand.
There's nothing there. It's a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
You know? What was the stat I read recently? 1 in 5 people in Old Trafford on any given day is there for the first time. 1 in 5. I couldn't believe it.
Say that again.
They reckoned 1 in 5 people. Oh, sorry, I got it wrong. 1 in 10 people in Old Trafford on any given day is there for the first time.
And they won't. And there's away fans who would absolutely give the right not to be there. Like,
there you go. So there's that many people in the world that have only been in Old Trafford once. But look, it's a nothing atmosphere. Now, I know there is the Ronaldo effect, and they will be buzzing. But let's silence them. Let's get fucking stuck into them early and silence them. That's all it takes. Just keep them quiet. Get an early goal. Frustrate them. Frustrate the team. That's all we got to do today, and just hope something comes out of the bag for us just this once.
It'd be nice for Mings to leave something on Ronaldo early. Without, one of those ones that's really early whereby he doesn't get a yellow card, but he just leaves a bit on him. You know, one of those old-fashioned stops, I will call them, as opposed to fouls. That would be nice. And maybe something similar then from John McGinn gets his arse in the way in front of Bruno Fernandes and turns him upside down. Something like that. That would be nice. But as you said there, maybe a bit of intimidation. We can go astray from Villa in the early periods here, because many's a year we've gone there like rabbits in the headlights. And before you know, I'll never forget Villa played, Villa had a nutting team at the time. I think it was 2013, 2014. We went to play United, And all the talk was beforehand, Wayne Rooney, his goal scoring record against Aston Villa and all this. And he had 2 goals got in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like the mental fragility of teams that go there and are intimidated. So let's not go there and let's not be intimidated. And as I say, if you're going to foul people, foul them well outside the box, and we worry about everything else after. If you get a yellow card, what about it? We now have a bench, we can bring people on. So that's what I'd be saying to the team today is exploit our set pieces. Don't be afraid to go in hip to hip and hard on them. And just keep your mouth, like I was going to say, keep your mouth shut to the ref, but that I might as well be
don't keep your mouth shut to the ref.
You do exactly.
They're going to intimidate the ref. We need to intimidate them too, and get in his face and go, well, if they can do it, we can do it, and say those words because he lets them away with murder. Yeah. And straight after the final whistle, if someone could deck him, it'd be great as well. Yeah, off camera, so there's no video evidence of it, and it's his word against ours. I don't condone violence. That is a joke. That is a joke. Guys, we're going to leave it at that. Thanks so much to everybody who jumped on at one stage there. I think we had about 140, 150 people watching. That was brilliant. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks as well for all your comments. Really, really love it. As I say, we're going to put a fiver on at, what did you say? It was 305 to 1 for Ezri Konsa to score and Man United to Villa to win 1-0. So we put that on, and any proceeds will go to the Aston Villa Foundation. Yeah. Thanks a million, guys. You've been absolutely wrap it all together. Here's to a win. And I suppose all that's really left to say is up the Villa. Up the Villa.